Hi, Gary Stearman coming to you from Prophecy Watchers. In studio with me today is Bob Ulrich. And Bob, we are nearing the end of the year 2017. 2018 is going to be an exciting year, and we are going to be presenting Bible studies that are tuned to developments that we see in the nation Israel right now. It's going to be exciting.
Hard to believe another year has passed. If you'd told me 25 years ago that I would see 2017 and 18 on the calendar, I would have just looked at you and said, there's no way we're going to be here by then. But we're still here. World events are heating up, especially in the Middle East and Israel, as we watch the enemies of Israel, clearly mentioned in the Bible, move into position closer and closer to the borders of Israel.
And as we watch things like the United States Embassy being moved to Jerusalem, and the discussion of Israeli statehood with a capital in Jerusalem, conflict, Bob, is on the horizon. And that sort of conflict was covered very succinctly by the ancient prophets.
I got Paul McGuire's new book this morning. It's called Trumpocalypse. So
Wow.
The world literally is being turned upside down right now. We're living in a time of great chaos and confusion.
We are, and these things have happened before. It's not like this is the first time. Going back to the presidency of Abraham Lincoln, the Civil War, you had Lincoln being hated, vigorously attacked in the news media. So if it can happen to Abe Lincoln, hey, it'll happen to anybody who tries to do something right for a change.
Well, the world may be in chaos and may be confused, but Gary and I are not confused. We know exactly where we are. We'd like to think we know where we're going. And Gary just said to me just a few minutes ago, he says, Bob, I know it sounds old when you say it, but he says, we're just continuing to trust the Lord, aren't we?
We are indeed. And that's one of the reasons we wanted to talk with you today. First, to say thank you so very much. From the bottom of my heart, and Bob will tell you what he thinks about our current situation here at Prophecy Watchers, but I want to tell you that I'm overwhelmed by the support that we have received in 2017 from people who believe in pre-trib, pre-mill, dispensational Bible prophecy. You have made yourselves known. You have helped us. Your gifts are received in a spirit of humility and thanksgiving, and I just want to say thank you very much.
It's been a year of great blessing. In fact, when you actually sit down to realize how blessed you've actually been, and it's a good idea to start writing down all of the things the Lord has done for us. I was talking to my mom yesterday. She's 87 years old. Her hearing is going. She needs a corneal transplant. She has arthritis. She's getting old, but yet she has this great joy in her heart. And she just said to me over and over again, I am just so blessed. I'm blessed that my children serve the Lord. I'm blessed with these wonderful grandchildren. And she just went on and on and on about all the blessings in her life, in spite of all the physical maladies, that we all start to get as we get older. And I just thought to myself, isn't it wonderful to have that kind of joy and peace in your heart? She's looking for Jesus. She's been looking for Jesus for pretty much since she was in the womb, I suspect, 88 years ago. And she's still looking for him today, as are we.
Absolutely we are. And so many exciting things have happened to us in 2017. I'm holding here the January 2018 issue of the Prophecy Watcher, and featured on the cover is the name of an author friend of ours, Ken Johnson. And he's written a book called The Ancient Testaments of the Patriarchs that Bob just blew me away. We interviewed him about a month ago, and he has discovered things that actually link together ideas that none of us have ever been able to link together before. For example, Benjamin, who received a prophecy from Jacob, and what a prophecy about the ravening wolf. And I recently wrote an article about that. But Benjamin was also a prophet in his own right. And you know what? He prophesied of the ministry of the Apostle Paul. Now, I had never known about this, and Ken, in his book, The Ancient Testaments of the Patriarchs, points this out. And I was I was shocked, Bob, and I'm not often shocked by the new things that we're learning from Scripture, because I've been studying the Bible a long time, and this came out of left field. And these are the gifts that we receive, that we are so grateful for. Moments of insight. We deal with authors and friends who contribute to our magazine, to our video production. You just never know what's going to happen next.
And of course, Ken Johnson's book is basically a time capsule. I've never seen Ken so excited. You know, he's a very soft-spoken guy, and he's actually starting to look like one of the patriarchs these days. That beard just gets a little longer every time I see him, but his wife loves it, so that's half the battle. But he goes into these discoveries in the Dead Sea Scrolls, these fragments that the patriarchs wrote, autobiographies from Abraham and Enoch and Aaron. And you go through all the patriarchs highlighted and documented in this book for the first time that I've ever seen them. So you start to read this, and believe me, we have been completely overwhelmed with orders for this book. 2 copies, 3 copies, 4 copies, 5 copies from one person. They're giving these to everyone, and you've described it as Ken's best book ever.
It is, and that's saying something, because he's written so many very informative books. But what I want to convey, Bob, to our viewers right now is the excitement that we have. We live in an exciting world. I know it's frustrating. What's happening in society, what's happening in the education system, what's happening in politics globally, in Russia, China, North Korea, could just drive you mad. But on the other hand, there are some wonderful, beautiful revelations being made these days by people who are studying the Word. And it may be the greatest time in all history to be alive and studying the Bible.
And we're reaching more people than ever. I go through the statistics, and you know, it's not just about numbers. It's about the people who are actually being blessed by the ministry. If you can believe this, we're now approaching 30 million of our programs that have been downloaded and viewed just on our Roku channel. Now, we don't know who all these people are. We don't know the influence that we're having on their lives. But stop and think about the magnitude of 30 million people watching our program. You know, well over 10,000 people read the Prophecy Watcher magazine every month. You know, we now have our own iPhone app, and the iPhone app has been downloaded by close to 30,000 people who are able to watch the program on their way to work, in the car, you know, literally anytime it's convenient. So it's really changed the way we reach an audience. You know, years ago, if you weren't on television, you didn't have an audience.
Right.
Well, now you've got YouTube, you've got the Prophecy Watcher's website, you've got the Roku channel, you've got the app for your telephone, for your iPad, for your tablets. And so really, we live in an opportunity of unprecedented magnitude as far as reaching the world. Our focus is on reaching lost people this year, I think more than ever. About a month ago, we launched a campaign we called the Rescue the Perishing campaign. And it's a partnership between our ministry and Brent Miller and his son at Ingenuity Films. You've probably seen their videos, their DVDs, The Final Prophecies, The Coming Convergence. The Millers are producing real live prophecy videos with a really important quality message. Brent Miller Jr. is a brilliant cinematographer. He has a great touch with videos that really keep your interest, that I think really not only reach Christians, but really reach the lost people too, who are realizing for the first time that Bible prophecy is real. It's happening right in front of us.
It is. And there's another thing that Bob and I had spoken about before we came on today, and that is 2018, the year 2018. We're already thinking of our next prophecy get-together. We haven't given it a name yet. We've not made an announcement. But as Bob and I talked, we're looking at 2018 as a year of great contention. Call it the year of contention, if you will. In the Mideast, we have all of the signs of great contention. In Washington, D.C., what can I say? If you've turned on the news, you've seen great contention. When you look at Israel, Israel is moving into its 70th year as a nation, 70th anniversary, which I believe is going to be a huge event. We don't know what's going to happen, but the year 70 is very much a biblical denotation. You see it over and over again in the Bible. The number 70 has its own special meaning. Go to Psalm 90 and check out the Psalm of Moses and see what he has to say about the 70th year. And that's where our thinking is right now, Bob. The year of contention, we're going to be right in the middle of something, I think, that's going to be big.
2018 is going to be a very, very critical year in the world of Bible prophecy from who knows how many angles and who knows where it's going to come from. It's probably going to be a surprise. Our conference is probably going to be announced in the next 2 or 3 weeks. We've actually signed contracts, and we're actually securing speakers right now, and we're excited about that. God blessed us with an amazing event last year. Thousands of people attended the conference in Norman, Oklahoma. They live streamed the conference literally from the four corners of the world. We're hoping to have an even bigger and better conference, here in the coming months.
By the way, it just came into my mind, Bob. If you have an idea for us, if you'd like to write us and say, Bob and Gary, here's an idea for your conference this year. This is something I would really love to see. I'd like to hear from you. I think that'd be great.
Well, I can't argue with you. I've got an idea. This is the Miller's new DVD coming out in the summer of 2018, hopefully early summer. We've never really done anything like this before. I mean, this is a partnership between our two ministries. We believe so strongly in what they're doing at Ingenuity Films. We want to be part of what they're doing. So we've created this Rescue the Persian campaign. In fact, just this week, you're probably going to be getting a letter in the mail from us talking about the campaign, talking about the opportunity. Gary and I want to reach the lost with the gospel. We want to teach the message of fulfilled Bible prophecy in a way not being taught in very many places today. Gary likes to say we're pre-tribulational, we're premillennial, we're dispensational. We're holding to what we believe are the tenets of the faith, the tenets of dispensational teaching. What we're doing with the Millers is a campaign and something, like I've said, we've never done before. It's the end of the year. It's a wonderful time to make a donation to our ministry. And when you make a donation of at least $50 to the Rescue the Persian campaign, make sure it's postmarked by December 31st. When this DVD becomes available in the early summer, we're going to send a copy of it to you for free as a gift for your gift to our ministry. We're even going to ship it to you for free. It's called Before the Wrath, and I suspect you can probably figure out what it's about. It's going to be about the rapture of the church, something Gary and I hold very dear to our hearts.
And we sincerely believe that in holding to this pre-trib position, we have a special, if you will, view of the gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ. When you expect Jesus to come momentarily, it adds impetus to everything you do, particularly to sharing the gospel, because you are aware 24/7 that Jesus could come at any moment. There's not much time. You got to take advantage of every bit of it. And Bob, we intend to do just that.
We do. We have been so busy. I mean, this ministry is exploding. The growth of Prophecy Watchers, I think, maybe has even taken us a little bit by surprise. We never anticipated a little over 3 years ago that we'd be where we are today. Right. There are things happening behind the scenes that we're going to be sharing with you soon. Amazing generosity from some amazing people who've given us gifts that we can't disclose right now, but let's just say they're life-changing gifts for our ministry. They're going to enable us to do things we've never been able to do before in the past. We've been a little bit invisible lately. I've been traveling. I've made several trips now down to South Carolina, putting together some of the pieces of this, what we view as an end times prophetic puzzle. The pieces of the puzzle have come together, and the Lord is doing great things with Prophecy Watchers. Just wait until you hear what's happened, and we'll be revealing that news here very soon.
Indeed, we will. In the meantime, what can I say except keep watching, everybody. We are. Thanks for joining us on Prophecy Watchers. You can find us on the web at prophecywatchers.com, where you can sign up for our free email newsletter. In the meantime, keep watching, everybody, and we'll see you soon.